What's going on?
Live and direct.
You want to say what up, Artie?
Already on the game, moving around, getting situated. We live on YouTube too.
Let's get it rolling.
Come say what up.
All right.
What's up, G?
What up, dog?
How you doing, bro?
Nothing much, dude. Just chilling. Got Artie in my hands.
Young man. What's poppin'? What's good?
What's going on, guys?
So yesterday was the MLB trade deadline. It was crazy. It was nuts.
Wild, dude. There was so many moves. The Dodgers, man, they pulled out some pieces.
Yeah, they did. They got Brian Dozier. Then they ended up getting John Axford too as well.
Yeah.
They did. And then obviously they got Manny Machado before.
And they had Dozier.
Yeah, Dozier. They got Dozier and Machado. That infield now is scary. Yo, Jimmy, what's popping? Yeah,
Artie's kicking it.
Yeah, so
you want to say what's up, Artie?
So that was a good move. I think the best move yesterday that was Pirates getting Chris Archer.
Really?
Because he's under control, even though they're not in it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dude's gonna be good. He's gonna enter his prime here in the next year or two.
Yeah, true.
He's under control until 2022 on a very friendly contract with team options until like 2023. Like, it's smart. Like, I mean, they have enough young pieces to be competitive.
Yeah.
So, and then I think like next year they could be.
Do you think that was like the move of like the trade, like the trades, like in general?
I would say so. I say your Phillies getting Wilson Ramos was low key and nice too.
That's really nice.
It is. Dozier move is super nice though too. I mean. They got, a second baseman.
Hey, you want to take him real quick? I want to fix this.
Yeah.
But also, though, dude, I really think the Yankees getting Britton was a big piece because that's big bullpen help.
Yeah.
And that'll really help out in the long run.
Yeah.
I feel like definitely the Yankees might have honestly won the trade deadline because of how much they improved their bullpen. Not just him, but getting other pieces too. I would say Dodgers are obviously second because they got Machado, Dozier, and all that. But also, do you think the Nationals, the way they're heading right now, do you think they should have traded away anything? Or do you think they still have that glimpse of hope?
So the thing is I think that they wanted a lot for Bryce Harper. And that was obviously the big piece.
Yeah.
They wanted a lot for Bryce Harper.
I feel like Strasburg was kind of on the table too.
Probably. But the thing is probably the offers that they got, they probably thought, well, we're not going to be able to. I mean, we have a better chance at re-signing him than a lot of clubs, probably like 2 or 3 clubs. There's going to be probably like 3 or 4 that are really in the mix, and they're going to be one of them. The thing is the ticket price was probably insane. It was probably like a star right now, an all-star capable player right now, and like a top prospect for sure.
Probably a couple top prospects,
to be honest. And and I don't blame them. He's not even having the best year. It was crazy too. It's like people get so sure on things. Buster Olney reports. Like I wake up, I'm like, all right. He said Bryce Harper. I don't expect him to be a national by the end of the day. I'm like, okay, for sure. Like that's
yeah. No, I went from,
and then all of a sudden, it went from like it was on, and then all of a sudden, real quick, like no, he's not getting traded. It must have been the offers that they were getting. They must have been just testing the waters, and
they probably wanted to see what he was worth too.
Mm-hmm. It's just not having the year, especially for like a team that's right there. It's probably not the best to just ship it all away for somebody that's not having probably having the worst year of his career anyway, too,
Yeah. Feel bad. I like Bryce Harper.
He
really hasn't done anything in Washington, too.
There was a lot of trades, though. Like, I mean, I'm talking. What we're talking probably
a lot of relief pitchers got moved around.
Oh yeah, and that's what you usually see.
Yeah, and so with that, all right, trade deadline's over. Who do you think improved the most? Just don't look at like talent or player, just what they needed and what positions filled. What team improved the most?
Oh, it was for sure the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Yeah, just because, like, if we're gonna like, you gotta include Machado, which was the best player moved, and then you get Dozier too, who is probably the third or second best bat that was out there via trade. You know,
Yeah, next up Moustakas or Escobar or something like that.
Yeah, Wilson Ramos rakes too, but like
he's hurt right now, so it's not really. He's
like
gonna come back for another week and a half.
They didn't need a catcher; they needed infield help, and they got it. Like, I mean, and adding Britt they got Axford too. Like, it's just solid moves. Like, they're trying to win a World Series. It's apparent. I mean, everybody knows.
Do you think it's desperation moves though?
No,
I think it's more of like
I think we're
making these like moves right now to win it, or it's nothing, or you think they're actually setting up for a future team?
I think they're setting up. I think they're getting what they. I think
they're trying to persuade Machado to stay.
That, and I think also that they're doing what they didn't do last year, right? Like, they obviously lost. Like, they didn't have the depth. They didn't have so they obviously know what they need. They've been there. They've been to the limit as far as you can go without winning it. So I think they know, like, if we add these guys that have raked their whole career, both of them, and then you have Axford, who has been in playoff situations, is solid reliever. He could close if you need him to close. Like, they're.
And you got Jansen, so it's closing.
So, I mean,
I still think Kershaw is big for their pieces.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got to be their best player. There's no doubt. I mean, Bellinger being hurt doesn't help, too. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's back now.
Oh, he's back? Is he back?
No, he's back.
Okay. I thought someone was out for the year for them. I couldn't quite remember.
I think that was Seager.
Okay. Yeah. But no, it's definitely I think it's definitely the Dodgers, because you've already seen it. You've already seen, you know what I'm saying? You've already seen the games getting won.
What do you think was the most overhyped and underhyped trade?
The most overhyped trade, the most that's tough. I can give you the most underhyped trade. The most underhyped trade was Leonis Martin going from the Tigers to the Indians. I think that dude is gonna rake for them, and not where he's not, because he was one of the Tigers' best hitters, and he doesn't have to be one of their best hitters now. And he was batting like 280. So I'm telling you, like, him going there, and he's a really good defender. Like, that might be a piece that wins them playoff games for real, because he was
that bat,
and he's a good baser. He's an all around good ball player. I was sad to see him go, but it's whatever. And yeah. So Tigers definitely.
I think also is a pretty underhyped trade was Kinsler going to the Sox.
Yeah, and that was really one that was under the radar, because Pedroia's out for the whole year.
And last night, I mean, even though the Phillies did beat the Red Sox last night, but
I did watch that.
But Kinsler played good, and there's plays he can make. Obviously, he's got a Golden Glove defensively, but offensively, there was a scenario where he got on, was fiddling around trying to steal, and made Arrieta pitch over Santana, missed him by him, and he went from first to third on a pass ball. So I'm saying, just doing little things like that, like veteran moves, like that will help him in the playoffs. Like,
I love Ian Kinsler. He was always good in the playoffs too when we needed him every single time.
Then for overhyped, dude, for me, like, I think it's Chris Archer.
Really?
I don't think he's a good pitcher in general. I think he just personally gets rocked every time he pitches. But I think that's not going to pan out as I think it will.
I like him. I like Chris Archer.
I like him as he seems cool as a person, but I just don't think he's a good pitcher.
I don't think he's an ace for sure, but I don't think that's what they want him to be. And that's if they're
banking on him though to be like a 2 though, and I don't think he's a 2. He's like a 4.
Really? I think he could be a 2 or 3. And you got to remember too, bro. This is
on a bad team, like on a bad rotation.
Yeah, but you got to remember who he was facing. He was facing the best bats in baseball a lot, the Yankees and the Red Sox. He doesn't have to face them anymore. They said they project his ERA to drop like 1.5, which I could see, because they said most of the runs that there was, like, where his ERA was off of the Yankees and the Red Sox. Everybody else he was dominant against. He just couldn't pitch against them. So, I mean, sometimes, like,
true.
It's for sure not like a for sure
But if
thing.
you think about it, though, even though he's leaving Boston and New York and guys like that, he's still going to face the Cubbies with Rizzo, Bryant, Hayward, Zobrist, Cardinals, Molina.
but
Carpenter.
But all those guys,
But
they're not raking at the rate that the Yankees.
All right, but the difference is, I know they're not power hitters, but in the NL, there's good, solid contact hitters.
For sure, there for sure is, but that's easier to pitch against.
True. We'll just have to see. Honestly.
We'll have to see.
Like,
I think it's a good move for the future. Obviously, I think it's.
I mean, obviously, it's another death rotation piece, but
they really didn't.
I think they gave up. I think they gave up too much. Too much good of prospects and player stuff behind just for him.
They have a wealth of prospects though too. So I feel like it didn't really like they're like one of those teams that can do that. Like if they can sign a player or two in free agency, maybe get another starter and ace. It's kind of wide open there. Like Chicago's not super strong. You know what I'm saying? They're good.
Yeah, they're banking on Hamels to be good too. I wonder how that one's gonna play out. So before we switch over to the next topic, real quick. Obviously, that picture of Zion Williams, we posted ourselves about him now being like 6'7", like 270, something like that. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on them and this team in general?
You're talking about Zion?
Zion and Duke as a whole.
So I saw that picture of him, and he just looks like absolutely massive. Like he doesn't even look like he doesn't even look like a football player. He just looks like a beefy dude. And I think like some of that's gonna have to get toned down for sure, as far as like mobility and stuff. Like eventually, as he keeps growing too. But I mean, that might even out if he gets like gains a couple inches. I think they're like, what can you say? I think they're gonna be the best team. Like I mean. And he's not even the best one.
I know Barrett is.
Yeah. And then well, what's his name? Oh, that was never mind. That was Kentucky. And then I forget the other guy.
He committed.
Jeffries. That was Jeffries. Yeah. I'm just they're gonna be the best team. But at the same time, like we saw last year, not always the one and most of the time the one and dones don't win the whole thing. So they might be the best team for a while, but most of the time they don't win the whole thing. Now it could be one of those cases.
Do you think all three of them are gonna leave right away?
Probably. I mean, with the magnitude that all three of them are and have compared to like other freshman players that have left, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I definitely, and like the only reason I could see it is if like one of them gets hurt or has a bad year, that's the only way I could see that.
I feel it. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be like curious to see how those three guys cope with everyone else. Knowing they're the top three picks of the class, knowing how good they are individually. Like, them working together is going to be obviously a thing to watch. But them, like, the team as a whole, like, coming together through the years, I want to see them go against, like, at Virginia, when Virginia's going to pull you to 50, 60 points. Or play in North Carolina. Go against, like, a Kentucky. You know what I mean? Top-tier teams. Because I really think they got to prove it first. They're obviously clear-cut favorite, best team out there, favorites to win all. But I still think they got a little bit more to prove.
Yeah, I mean, like with every one and done team, you got to see it first. Yeah, it's gonna be real interesting.
But I think this type of team hasn't been seen since when Kentucky had
Big Cat,
all those All-Americans on that wall.
I think this is even bigger than that too. For like I don't think this has ever been done before.
Yeah, the first three guys, all same school.
Don't they have like the fifth and the sixth too?
No,
I swear they have.
They got like it's like the eighth guy or something like that. They really have. I don't think they have top 10ers. That's a starting lineup.
Yeah,
but, I mean. Who knows though, dude? Because I think what will get them good though is because they'll have Krzyzewski. I feel like Krzyzewski will make them a better team. He probably already has with them doing like workouts and all that stuff. But down the road, he's gonna mold these kids really well. I feel like, into what they really need to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best at doing it, right? So. You can't really ask of a better
coach.
Yeah, a better recruiter, a better dude to do it, So it's
all right. So that'll be a lot more to talk about with Duke when basketball comes up. Shifting right back to baseball. A big series is coming up. Yankees, Boston. In Boston. It's huge now that Sales goes on the DL. Because that's obviously already 2 starts. 2 potential wins, and just the funk of the rotation. So going into the series, obviously the Yankees are 8 back, 9 back.
Mm-hmm.
Does this series matter at all?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Obviously, it
I'm getting
matters,
upset.
but you know what I mean. Like, does it matter when it comes to?
Oh yeah, because they're only 5.5 back.
So 5.5. Okay,
yeah.
so that's a big.
So
series.
they're only 5.5 back. And look, 3-game series. If they sweep them,
they're 2.5 back.
Yeah, and that's
or they could get swept to be 8.5 back and never probably look back because catching up on Boston 8 games isn't going to happen.
No.
So, who do you think is going to win this series? Let's look at the pitching matchups.
Yeah.
First off, it starts tonight, right, or tomorrow?
It's Friday, I believe. It's a three game, I believe. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a 3-game series.
It starts tomorrow. So Sabathia 6-4 against Brian Johnson 1-3.
I think the Yanks could pull that one out. But the thing is they can hit off anybody, and Sabathia hasn't been as strong as lately, you know? So
then Friday, you got Porcello versus Severino, sorry.
That could go to the Yanks as well, too.
I think Boston won game 1, the Yanks won game 2.
Then that Sunday night baseball game
We still got Saturday still.
Oh, it's a 4-gamer. Okay,
We got Jay Happ and Nathan Avalati. This is the Chris Hale start. Yeah, that's a replace.
Avalati just got those are both 2 players that just got traded there.
I know, it's wild.
Yeah.
Nick and time. Then it's a 4-game series, so this is actually pretty big. Then you got Tanaka Price. I think they're gonna split. I think it's gonna go Boston, New York, Boston, New York. So
Yankees need a sweep.
If the Yankees sweep them, that's big. Now, let's say Yankees win the series. You still think Boston's better? Or you think New York's better? Just as when it comes down the road, we're 2 months, we're gonna play a 7-game series.
Boston, because Yankees get in that ballpark, even though it's a short porch still in Fenway. The thing is their bread and butter is the dinger, and if that's not on for 2 games, 3 games, which can happen. I mean, yeah, the Red Sox hit a lot of home runs too, but they're great contact hitters. Great.
Oh, Mookie Betts, Bogarts, Martinez,
and all those dudes
Nunez.
Could smack home runs like nobody's business. Yeah. But the thing is JD Martinez is a double specialist, and you learn that from Cabrera. The same with Mookie Betts, double specialist. Those are huge. You get a single, that's a run. You know what I'm saying? Whereas they get somebody on first and you get Judge standing up there and they strike out because they're trying to hit it out. You know what I'm saying? That's not.
Do you think that stand thing's working out right now for him?
I don't know if it was worth it yet. We'll see. It's a whole lot of money. He could easily get flipped. We'll see. I think they'll give him more than 1 year, but
they could. So to wrap up the last 10 minutes of it, let's talk a little bit more into football. NFL. Preseason and ready to kick off here soon.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. What rookie has the most pressure on them going in throughout the whole preseason?
Baker Mayfield. Number 1 pick. Even though he's not going to start. Because if he looks good, you're going to get the one side. Play him, play Baker.
But you see what happens when they did with Kaiser.
And that's what, that's what I'm saying. That's why there's a lot
Kaiser got thrown in the rough, though. There's nothing against Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser did.
Kaiser did
Deshaun, Toledo boy, you did what, you were handed shit and you made as much out of it you could, you know? Now you're in a good spot in Green Bay.
Yeah, he's saying go Pack go.
Yeah, but now back to Baker. It's just important. And to another player, if I can name another one, Roquan Smith. If he signs his contract and he comes out and looks flat and not in shape, then you're going to have a lot of angry fans in Chicago. because I didn't know that. He still hasn't signed his contract. Still.
I know.
That's crazy.
You know, I think has the most pressure. Saquon.
So I was watching First Take today, and they were saying how he doesn't have a lot of pressure just because if things go wrong, it's not going to be his fault yet. And I like that when they said that yet. Not this year, next year, if like he doesn't produce as well, then they'll be like, okay, well maybe you weren't all that hyped up. But
so is that the question? Is he overhyped?
We'll see. But the pressure is going to be on OBJ. They're still, even though it's Saquon, like all that pressure in New York is going to be on OBJ, and if Eli could still play. Saquon's lucky. I don't think he has that much pressure on him because all eyes are on OBJ. Even though Saquon was drafted highly, best running back to come out in a while, all that OBJ pressure is.
Would a feud commit if things don't go right? Let's say they don't start winning games. Do you think OBJ and Saquon stay strong, stay attached, or do you think they're going to rip each other's heads off?
I would
think about
I would say the
OBJ
second.
is.
I would say the second because OBJ and Saquon has a mouthpiece on him too. Like I could see them both. Like Saquon's not as like flashy as OBJ is, but Saquon definitely isn't one to shy away. And I don't know. I for sure don't think Saquon has the most pressure on him. I think a lot of people are going to be watching him. Yeah, but no. I'm telling you, it's either Baker or someone like Darnold, who's going to for sure be the starter in New York, and or
Josh Allen.
Or Josh Allen, in Buffalo. So it's.
Yeah. Honestly, you know who has the biggest risk reward is Ward from Ohio State, the 4th pick.
Yeah. That's a big one, too.
Because that was a bold, don't get me wrong, Ward was definitely top 10, but I don't think anyone in their minds thought he was going to get drafted to Cleveland. I think he was going to go 9 or 10.
Yeah, I was shocked. We was on a live stream. I was shocked when Denzel Ward got taken for. And I think that's another.
He's a great player.
But it goes back to what I was just saying. I don't think a lot of pressure is on him because at Cleveland, all eyes are going to be on Baker. He can really fly under the radar and work and grind, and and then if he does good, then people will be like, oh yeah, that was the right pick. But it's not as much pressure because they also had the number 1 pick.
Yeah, true. True.
So I think he lucks out in a way. Same with Saquon. I think Saquon's lucked out because there's all that going on.
Now what? Okay. What team, in your eyes, has the most to prove throughout the whole season?
What team, through the offseason?
Or through the whole season, has the most to prove?
Well, I said Tom Brady in New England. You could say Green Bay. Because Jordy's gone. Offense is going to look a little different. Devontae Adams is going to be the focus. They have all those running backs. Defense they're already getting hurt. Jake Ryan's towards ACL out for the year. It's because this could be the end of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, the start of the end, for sure. It could be because him being hurt last year and all that, and then I want an opt-out clause, I want this, I want that. There's tension there, and especially if they don't get off to a good start, or if they struggle halfway through the season, I think for sure that you could see a blow up in Green Bay, especially with the new GMs. I think they have a lot of pressure on them, a lot.
They do.
Or you could even say your Cowboys too.
Also, I think they do have the most.
Yeah, Dak has a lot to prove, and so does Zeke. Zeke really don't got a lot to prove. Zeke just needs to stay on the field. Because Zeke's going to do Zeke. He just got to stay on the field. But Dak has to show that it's not just Zeke. It's not just Zeke.
Apparently he fixed the mechanics, so we'll see.
We'll see. He's a good player. Nothing against him. He's just got to show that. Because, when Zeke wasn't on the field, they knew what was going to happen. And y'all were easy to defend. Really easy to defend.
Oh, yeah.
So, Zeke adds that element for sure because you got to stop him. But
you could say the same thing about the Rams, too. I feel like the Rams had a lot to prove.
Super team 2.0 for sure, yeah.
But I feel like this is what I'm talking about, what they need to prove is because everyone's looking at all their acquisitions this offseason, But if those acquisitions don't play good, then what was all that for? Jared Goff came off a great year, but was it a one-year wonder? Are the Rams really legit, or did they ride on a high cloud nine last year?
Nah, they're legit, bro. Todd Gurley's sweet. Goff's got the mechanics we knew he did in college. It's there. You know what I'm saying? It's
I know they're going to be good. They're going to be talented.
and that
but
defense is. If they get Aaron Donald to play, boy. Like that, to me, they don't have a lot of pressure on them compared to other teams because.
No, I'm not talking about pressure. I'm just saying to prove.
Oh, to prove.
The most to prove.
I mean, yeah.
To prove they belong.
Win a playoff game. You good? Just win a playoff game. That's all you got to do. The Raiders. The Raiders got a lot to do.
The Gruden's got. He's got big play on.
One more year of Marshawn. You know, it's the last year, or maybe next year in Oakland. You don't know. They got a lot to prove.
They do.
A lot.
It's gonna be, dude. The football year is gonna be interesting this year.
Can't wait for it.
And because also, one of all the new things, the new rookies, Cleveland drama, OBJ drama, Brady drama, everything. Do you think there's going to be a team or two that slips under the radar and easily walks their way quietly into the AFC NFC Championship? I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah, it's probably middle finger. Also,
thumbs up. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow, man. I don't even know what your question was, but I just can't wait for football.
Like, if there was one team to quietly walk their way into the AFC or NFC Championship from both sides, who would it be?
NFC Lions, non-biased, because that defense. AFC, AFC is tough because I just feel like New England might be right back there again. But shit, give me the Colts. Let them put together. Andrew Luck is that good. He's that good.
He's not that good.
No, he's not that good.
He's the most overrated quarterback.
I'm not even going to make any predictions on that shit at all because everything you think is always in the NFL is not. Like, you could think that something's going to happen and then it doesn't. Like, it's just always weird. NFL is always weird because injuries and shit. Like, you never know. I guess Kansas City may actually, like, surprise young Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, him and Hunt, dude, they could be something, man. But who knows? I mean, we're literally a month away from breaking all of this down. And next episode, we're going to find out a little bit more dealing with the whole thing with Ohio State and Urban Meyer and what could go on there. He could be potentially fired. I hope he doesn't, but he could potentially be fired. So, guys, keep following the page. Keep posting. Keep sending us in questions.
Yeah. Share the page. Review the page. Rate the page. 5 stars, baby. You already know all day. We on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're trying to get that out there. I get the link out there next time, but we got content now. The next episode of Headshot Radio is dropping tomorrow. It's with me and Lissa Culpepper. It's a good episode. Come listen to it. And then you'll have a mix probably drop sometimes this weekend. Yeah, we got the bulletproof mixes with.
And we'll be back live this end of the weekend.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be live at some point. You might even get a live in the club somewhere. You never know. All right.
Yeah, Friday night might something happen.
All right, y'all.
Have a good night.
Peace, love.
Peace. See you.